Meet Hassan Abdal Hamisi, a refugee from Sudan who arrived at the Kakuma refugee camp in 2007. Since arriving at the Kakuma refugee camp, Hassan had been looking for opportunities to do something meaningful with his life. At one point, he worked as an interpreter for United Nations High Commission for Refugees, UNHCR, then became a shopkeeper before venturing into farming. Fleeing from conflict from his home country, Sudan, Hassan says was one of the saddest things he has ever had to do, and as a farmer, he was at a loss when he arrived in the camp, which was hardly ideal for farming, given its semi-arid nature.
I've been doing agriculture in Sudan since I born. I'm doing this agriculture, so I know it well. And here also I've been given small training by HI, so how to use like this drip system. That what I've already trained about. I have a family and I'm a father to 3 children, so I'm the one who is responsible for my family whole. So I don't have other support, only my power which is I'm using, so that is I'm supporting to my family.
Hassan was keen at farming despite the climatic hardship, so him and a group of friends started farming along the riverbeds that cut across the camp. Although they worked as a group, through joint efforts, they still faced a number of challenges, including insufficient water for the crops, lack of irrigation pipes. Floods will also sweep away their pipes and crops. They also lacked pumps and lack of certified seeds and fertilizer.
Really, we have a challenge about the water. So the water it seems like not enough, and also several times when the lager is flowing, so we have the pipe which is coming from the solar to these tanks. It used to disconnect, so we used to stay some days without getting water here. That is a challenge also. Then here also we don't have these small tubes which is already using as a drip. So previously HI used to give us, but nowadays we don't have that ones, and the previous one is already over. Then the farms of down there, we also have some problems. Our problem is about the shallow wells also, because we don't have the culverts, so that's why the shallow wells used to collapse when we dig it, when it has a lot of water, so it used to collapse. This is the challenge. And then also there down also we need like good equipments for example solar pump. If we get that one, it will be good for us because we have enough space. At least we can grow at once, so then we can use, so we will not have any problem about that. If we get this culvert in our showers plus this solar pump, it will be okay. Seed, whatever it's available, we used to buy even ourselves. These are the small cases, but the others, these are the big challenges to us. The capital, really, we don't have the capital currently, but we have already submitted an application to HI at least to get this solar pump machine. Then from there, we're able to pay them monthly until we finish our debt. Then after that, we can, go ahead.
UNHCR was acutely aware of the livelihood needs in the camp, and through previous assignments had realized the need to have a viable livelihood project in place to support farming. It was especially important to support refugees who have a farming background, as the need for supplementary food is high in the camp. UNHCR, in collaboration with Action Africa Help International, farmers like Hassan were profiled and identified to start up model farms in the camp.
Yeah, the farm is enough because we have as a group, 10 members of the group, we are using the same land which you have seen down there now. So it is enough, but only if we get these other materials and other miners, it will be okay. It will be good for us. As a group, we used to work together, and then we harvest. We harvest twice. After that, we come and sit down, and then to see the income what we have, and then we used to divide each other, so everybody get his own equally. Then we used to also take some money for like seeds and others, so for like because also using as a food here, so we put some money. We cannot distribute all of the money, so that is what we have been doing. But this season we have changed strategy. We come up with a new strategy whereby we cannot just divide the money and then to use that is to be like continuation, but we come up with a strategy of to have that money to harvest like 4 times. Then after that we are going to implement other business apart of the farm. That is our idea this season. Only we can get some just for our self-services, our uses for that, but the rest of the money we cannot going to divide it until we get our target amount. So after that we are going to implement another business.
According to Frederick Otieno, an agribusiness specialist with Action Africa Help International, who is in charge of the farms, has been working with the farmers and says they want them to realize the benefits of using simple technology to improve their outputs. According to him, the technology is neither complicated nor expensive. It costs some $2,000 to set up. Solar power is used to pump water from a shallow well about 10 meters deep to an elevated water tank of 1,000 liters. The water is then channeled through pipes laid across the farm for drip irrigation. It is a simple, less tedious and economical way of utilizing the scarce resource for maximum output.
As an agribusiness specialist, I'm charged with the responsibility of ensuring that the agricultural activities that are being conducted here in the camp is able to earn income to the refugees and majorly makes their main source of livelihood. My role is to provide the technical aspects in terms of training, providing the agricultural technologies trainings, ensuring that the system that is set up here is operational, and of course organizing the groups into organizing the farmers into functional groups, and eventually strengthening the Choro farmer cooperatives that have been registered under our organization and collaboration with the Department of Cooperatives.
So far, over 300 farmers in 35 farm groups from different nationalities are working together in 2 farms. They have been trained on various aspects of micro-farming, drip irrigation, formation of cooperatives, and agribusiness.
We have realized a major transformation in terms of building livelihoods for the farmers here. As an organization, we started operating here in the year 2015 with a small portion of farmers in Kakuma 1. To date, we've been able to reach over 1,200 farmers who are making livelihood out of the activities that, the agricultural activities that they are doing. Initially, we started with around 100 farmers back in 2015, but to date, for example, 2019, we are working with 300 farmers here in Kakuma, and we are also working with 200 farmers in Kalobeye. So ideally, based on our observations and data we collected, the kind of crops that we are encouraging the farmers to plant here takes very short time. You realize that they have crops that they start harvesting within 2 weeks. For example, the cowpeas, they have the mrere they harvest after 1 month, and of course they are realizing very reasonable incomes, given that the demand for vegetable in Kakuma is so high, given that it's a semi-arid area.
With the skills they have learned, Asan and the rest have embarked on a sustainable livelihood project that has changed their lives and that of others in their communities. With just a quarter-acre of land, they have been able to produce lush vegetables and fruits including okra, spinach, kales, tomatoes, watermelon, and capsicum. Furthermore, they have transformed the desert landscape of Kakuma to a greener and friendlier environment.
Okay, so we used to grow different vegetables. We have like okra, we have eggplant, we have mrere, we have spinach, sukuma, and kunde. So this kind of the vegetables we used to plant, and then also we used to sell in Kakuma here and also in Kalubuye.
The farmers are very enthusiastic and they are very well organized, and they are always eager to do more. With us as an organization, we feel challenged because we cannot adequately meet the day-to-day demands, but we want to encourage other stakeholders and partners to come on board to make sure that Turkana is not only a region that is associated with poverty and hunger, but this is a county that is able to produce food, given that there is adequate water supply that we are standing on here right now, that is able, if tapped adequately, would be able to provide enough water for our agricultural production, and therefore issues of death that are related to hunger will be a thing of the past.
According to Jacob Mangondi, who is the area manager for Action Africa Help International at the Kakuma refugee camp, each refugee in Kalobeye is expected to survive on a monthly cash budget of 1,400 shillings, which says does not go far in purchasing fresh, nutritious foods in the market. As an alternative, AAH, with the support from UNHCR, have supported refugee households by equipping them with seeds and tools and manure, as well as training schemes that enable them to set up their own gardens.
We do two important sections. We do agribusiness, and we also do business economic advancement. Under agribusiness, we are supporting the refugees and the host community to be able to do farming using what we call climate smart agriculture. And we've been doing this using various methods. Currently, the ones we are using are drip irrigation, is what we use so that we help them to grow high-value crops, mostly vegetables, so that they can be able to use them domestically, and they also sell to the market and they make money. And we started in 2015 from half an acre, and currently we've expanded this from half an acre to around 22 acres as we're speaking, with a number of more than 2,200 farmers participating in this. And this has also helped us to expand, not only making the farmers to do agriculture, we have also put them into groups, we have trained them on group dynamics, and we have been able to form circles. Currently, as an organization, we have helped the refugees and the host community to register 4 circles. We have registered Pokotom Farmer Circle, which is for the host community. We have Hong Kong Farmer Circle, which is for the refugees. We have Choro Farmer Circle, which is both the refugees and the host community. And we have Kalobeye Farmer Circle, which is both for the refugees and the host community.